It's great to be alive and to be an American in 2017. But as we all know, there are many threats to our way of life. Domestic and international terrorism are two examples. But the one thing undermining the American democracy more than anything else today is a lack of civic engagement. Florida is currently ranked 50 out of 50 in civic engagement. When it comes to communication between city government and city residents, we are the absolute worst state in the entire US. There's a problem here. In fact, in the most recent local election up in Gainesville, we only had an 11% voter turnout. Why are people not engaging? Well, it's simple. One, if you want to have your voice heard, you really have to go out of your way. And two, when you do go out of your way to have your voice heard, there's no real result. You don't really see the impact that you're actually having. And so, if the goal of city government is to serve the people of that city, then we have a very serious problem here, because they can't serve people that they can't hear. This is why I'm so excited to introduce today IdenCity. IdenCity is a modern civic engagement platform that is going to revolutionize the way citizens interact with city government. IdenCity is a mobile app with a two-way channel of communication between city government and city residents. IdenCity is intuitive, user-friendly, and can be accessed from the convenience of your smartphone. Ultimately, IdenCity aggregates all user input, feedback, and data into organized infographics and data charts for city officials to use in their policy implementation process. Hallie's going to explain to you guys exactly how IdenCity works.
Thanks, Pablo. How IdenCity works is through a mobile application. Users will be able to log in using Facebook or Google for easy verification. Here we have the home page. This is where users or government officials would post plans and policies for feedback. Each policy would have a breakdown of bullet points for easy comprehension. Citizens would be able to provide feedback by using emoticons which show whether they are satisfied, dissatisfied, or neutral about the policy. Next, we have the forum page. Here, citizens would be able to post what's going on near them. Users would be able to upvote a comment, and the comment with the most votes automatically go to the top. If a comment gets enough support, the government would see the post, respond to the comment, and use it for implementation. Lastly, the summary page would consist of all aggregated data from the home and forum page. Users would not only see how much of their population is engaged, but where they're engaged and on what they're engaged. Government would be able to see the breakdown of demographics for each feedback on each post. Lastly, IdenCity would be able to collect demographic information by already taking the information that's shared on Google and Facebook into their IdenCity account.
So here are some examples of tools the government is currently using to interact with their citizens. But none of them, except IdenCity, provide the two-way channel of communication for people to have the real-time feedback and the transparency for them to understand their voice is making an impact. So why is the government using or requiring people to attend town hall meetings for their only method of interaction? It's 2017, and I propose that civic engagement should be a painless experience and it should be at users' fingertips. In fact, the average American spends 4.7 hours on their phone per day. I spend about that much time scrolling through Facebook when I'm using the toilet. But we want to give users the opportunity to not have to go out of their way to and interact with government. And using technology from the convenience of their smartphone is a perfect way to do this. Take Jericho, for instance. That's this guy right here. He's a UF student involved in Gainesville, and he's interested in Gainesville supporting the local arts and theater and entrepreneurs like him. Fortunately, he doesn't have enough time to research topics going on in local government, but with IdenCity, the hours it would take him to interact with government and on plans and policy is reduced to seconds. And now he can incorporate it into his daily routine and make it easy to interact and see where his voice is making an impact. People demand a one-stop shop for government, and this could increase many benefits of municipal living, including providing or increasing voter participation in Gainesville by providing information to voters on candidates' platforms and their elected officials' voting history. Also, it could improve for communities that are bilingual, could increase the understanding of agenda items on the meeting. Overall, IdenCity is the way to modernize civic engagement and revolutionize the way we live in our communities.